God
Hey,
damn
you
it.
guys want to do the quinceañera?
Yeah,
intro?
you got to say the word though, because I don't know how to say
It's
it. Apparently,
quinceañera. Just say it. Just say it once.
Quinceañera.
Dude, that
Yes,
is the
that was
bumper.
perfect. You said it perfect.
Great.
Every fucking time.
Then welcome
Rolling.
to the Blade
Shut
Jump.
All right, rolling. Say it.
Quinceañera.
No, you're saying it wrong. Quinceañera. Just say it right. Just say it right once. I would just like you to say it right once, please. No, quinceañera. No. No, hold on. Scott, say it. Say it for me.
Quinceañera.
Say just quinceañera. Say it.
Great.
No,
Quinceañera.
you're saying it wrong again. We'll come back to that. Anyway, episode 15 is in the books.
Quinceañera.
No, dude, I'm
Shit.
trying to do the bumper, and you're just messing it
Yeah,
up.
bumper, go. Welcome to the Blade Job Quinceañera.
No, quinceañera, you're saying it.
I am saying it however I want. If this is episode 15, you can shut up right now.
Just say it right once.
We are on Twitter at The Blade Job Show. What's your Twitter handle, moron?
That was rude.
No.
For someone who can't even say quinceañera.
Say your Twitter handle.
Oh, it's Blade Job Collins.
High voltage, 1987.
Say quinceañera for me.
Quinceañera.
Yeah, cool.
You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/TheBladeJob, TheBladeJob.com. And we are now on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher and
You hear
Blueberry.
that, Dad? We made it.
Yeah,
We
Dad.
made it.
Now,
Now Mark Zuckerberg has our information. It's all over.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
Eat it, Zuckerberg.
you can get our stuff there now, too, and that's pretty awesome. Quinceañera.
We'll try again later.
Enjoy episode 50.
Hey guys, welcome back.
It's been a while.
It's been a
It's
while.
been like 2 weeks. How did you spend your summer vacation?
Yeah, how did you spend your summer vacation?
I went to Maine and wired a 7-bedroom guest house of a summer home.
Must be nice to be
Your
rich.
family's...
No.
I realized that as I said it, that summer home and not the cabin.
Yeah, no, it was.
I realized that as I was saying it.
It was a. It was like right on the ocean.
Nice.
Beautiful. It was super cool.
Nice.
Except for we had to pull a bunch of wires through some underground pipe and it didn't work. So then we found the keys to a tractor and then we used the tractor to pull the wire and then the tractor slipped on ice and we put a hole in the roof of the pool house that we had to fix. It was pretty cool.
Nice. Jimmy T, how'd you spend your summer vacation?
I went to South Carolina, and
Did you go to Myrtle Beach?
yeah, pretty much exclusively.
Did you
That's
get a
like the
sweet airbrush hat or like an
I did
airbrush
not.
t-shirt?
Did you get a T-shirt that says FBI, female body inspector?
People kept trying. Kept trying to sell me timeshares though. That was fun.
Yep, that happened.
Yeah, did you buy one?
Yeah, like 3. Man, great deals. And I got a free
then-
ticket to a $20 show. It was
Yeah,
great.
dude, if you buy 2, you break even. So if you buy 3, you're ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes
It's always
sense.
Sonny taught me that.
Did you do anything?
I went to go see Less Than Jake and 4 Year Strong and Direct Hit and some band called Barons, which was really soft. They were like edgy, like PacSun was edgy in the early 2000s.
That's pretty fucking edgy.
It's so fucking soft.
Have you guys been to a PacSun recently? Probably not.
I
'Cause
walked
most of
by
them
it.
closed down.
Yeah, there's a couple.
I went to one. I forget where, but it was sad.
Oh yeah.
It was real sad.
They don't sell any wrestling merch though.
No, they sell like Tommy Hilfiger and stuff now.
I just had to say the word wrestling.
And jogger pants.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like we're really not doing
on
well.
today's episode of Shopping with the Boys.
A lot has happened since we last got together. A lot, I feel, has
Like what?
happened. I don't know. What do we want to start with?
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett. Slap nuts.
Slap nuts.
Slap nuts.
Fucking hate that guy.
Yep. So that's what we're going to talk about. Jeff Jarrett is being
Why?
inducted. Hold on.
Oh.
Jeff Jarrett is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class
Right,
of 2018.
Exactly. Tom just said it. Why?
No. I wanted to know why you
Yeah,
hate him.
and we'll get.
But we'll
to
get
him.
to that. You stand by. Continue.
Why?
So kind of weird. Everyone's divided on this. Twitter has no idea. Like half of Twitter's like, "Fuck Jeff Jarrett." Half of Twitter's
I'm that
like,
half.
"Fuck you." Half of Twitter's like,
I am
"Yeah,
half
Jeff
of
Jarrett."
Twitter.
So
It's spelled with 3 T's. It's a small startup I'm working on. I'm half of it.
The biggest complaint I'm seeing, and this is a weird argument. I understand it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily completely relevant.
Probably
They
not.
are saying that Jeff Jarrett's biggest claim to fame in WWE is losing the IC title to China, which that is a huge accomplishment for China. That wasn't his only IC title reign. I think he held it 5 times or 6 times.
He held it a bunch. He held a bunch of championships, and that's not like...
And his WWE career, he was never WWE champion. He was WCW champion.
Right.
He was NWA World Heavyweight champion. I mean, this guy's had a storied career.
His musical career, don't forget about that.
Yeah.
That was kind of his whole basis of why he had to get out
but
there
he
and
wasn't
earn a
even
little
singing.
cash.
Well, yeah.
Jesse James, man. The Road Dog.
Do not get me into
thought
Road
you
Dog.
meant
We'll get into
Sandra
Road
Bullock's
Dog
ex-husband.
later.
What's that?
I thought you meant Sandra Bullock's ex-husband.
We can get into Road Dog later,
dumb
and we
tattoo
can
shit.
talk about why SmackDown sucks.
Remember like a year ago, SmackDown
was so
It
good.
was so good.
I
And
know.
they still have all of the talent.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
Raw has plenty of talent, but yeah,
Raw has Braun.
But Jeff Jarrett,
Raw
though.
has Braun.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
So
let's stay on topic, guys.
So hold on. Just because I know you're having just a fucking aneurysm trying to hold yourself in right now, why are you so upset about Jeff Jarrett going into the Hall of Fame?
Well,
And that's all we have time for today.
I don't know. Stop moving around. No, I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna get put into the WWE Hall of Fame, you should have. I don't know. I don't feel like he won enough championships, but I don't like. If you hang around that company enough, chances are you're gonna win championships. I was watching highlights of his before I came here, and it was just him hitting people with a guitar.
So that was his WCW, and that was.
But he did in WWE too.
But the Jeff Jarrett, that was kind of his thing. So you're saying that Jeff Jarrett doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because he hit people with guitars. So to me, that's saying
that's not what I'm saying.
Well, no, but you're saying that's all he did. That was kind of Triple H's stick for a while too with the sledgehammer.
All Stone Cold did was drink beers and give people stunners.
Yeah,
right. But that was entertaining. I don't know, and then it's like laying down to Hogan. It's like
that.
I don't know.
That was
his feud with the dickhead from Scary Movie, not Scary Movie, the one that it was based off of.
Scream,
David Arquette. Like I don't know. It just he.
Both of those issues are not Jeff Jarrett's fault. Both of those issues are Vince Russo, 100%.
Like if you go into the Hall of Fame, you should have been one of the best, and I don't feel like he ever was. Like he was fine in ring. He was, he could talk, but it's just like he didn't have that like when Stone Cold Steve Austin got inducted, everyone said, "Oh, okay, yeah." When Kurt Angle got inducted, it was just like a no fucking brainer. For it, I don't know. It seems like they're just taking anyone.
So you're not against Jeff Jarrett. You just don't feel he's Hall of Fame material.
He just I don't know. It just
James Trainer.
never did it.
Yeah,
So-
we listened to you.
So first and foremost, how pissed off are you going to be next year when Brock Lesnar inevitably is put in the WWE Hall of Fame?
I don't at this point. Brock Lesnar. I don't even care. Just fucking. I don't care.
Because you know that's what's going to happen.
I know, and I don't even care. Whatever.
So,
Just
secondly, there are a lot of Hall of Famers who did not have storied WWE careers.
and that's fine.
Or even storied. So you take, you take Ric Flair. I'm just using Ric Flair as an example. Ric Flair is a legend. Ric Flair is
The best of all time.
very well probably is.
He's tied. He's tied for first. It's a 3-way tie.
There's only 2 of them though. Who's the third one?
Who's the second one?
Chris
Chris
Jericho is
Jericho.
the third one.
No, Chris Jericho's. Anyways, we'll get to that later.
We've got to that before.
So Ric Flair
We'll
was.
just play that episode again in the middle of this episode.
Yeah.
Ric Flair was inducted as Ric Flair for the legend that he is. He was then inducted as part of the Four Horsemen.
Yep.
Now, the Four Horsemen, a legendary stable, and the original incarnation is top-notch talent. The Four Horsemen as a full stable,
There's like 100 of them.
yeah, there's like 100 of them.
There's 4, though.
Jeff Jarrett was actually one of the Four Horsemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jeff Jarrett, and it's unfortunate because I mean, I could be wrong,
You are.
You usually are.
but WWE doesn't like to mention that company that Jeff Jarrett started. They don't like to talk about TNA at all. However, more recently, they've been starting to kind of open up
Yeah.
to more things. Now, I'm wondering, because in the idea of what the WWE Hall of Fame for a long time was, you have made an impact in the either WWE or the World Wrestling Federation. That is why you are in our Hall of Fame. Now, 2017, 2018, it is, what have you done for professional wrestling?
See, if he's being inducted as creating TNA, okay. If they include if they include that part, because I'm assuming they're not going to.
I am too.
They might brush over it, but if they
created
include
his
that,
own promotion.
okay, because back then, 2002, whatever, when it started, it was a legitimate thing. It kind of went, downhill.
Dixie Carter.
Carter. It's on its way back up, which good for them, but I don't know. I don't feel like his in-ring career in WCW, WWE was
So
worthy.
So I guess the argument is, should it only be WCW or WWE? Because you say if they include that.
If they include that,
But
he
who cares if they mention it or not? Should we just look at it as a whole, or just what they say that we should
just
focus on?
They say it's their thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, to the WWE fans, they're going to see one thing. And they're going to see a very charismatic, a very talented in-ring performer, a guy who kind of embodied the Southern style of professional wrestling. Jeff Jarrett was always, I mean, he was a showman. Not all of his gimmicks were good, but
Yeah, I know.
Which one
Some
was?
of them were great.
Which one was?
all of them.
The country singer.
But Stone Cold,
Blue Blazer?
Stone Cold had terrible gimmicks. Kevin Nash had terrible gimmicks. The Undertaker, me and Mark Callis, I'm coming to get you.
Texas Red.
Fucking. So, what was Nash? Vinny Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, so.
No, they all had like
Kevin, like if we're talking about like.
right, but when Kevin Nash went in, they didn't say, "Oh yeah, he was Vinny Vegas." They were like, "He was Diesel and Kevin Nash. He started the Outsiders, the NWO."
So they gloss over the things that they don't want to talk about. So they're probably not going to talk about David Arquette.
Yeah, they're probably not going to talk about how when WWE bought WCW that Jeff Jarrett didn't get hired back because he fucked over Vince.
Probably
Well,
not. I assume that'll
we're
get
gonna
left on the cutting
Hold
floor.
on, we're gonna get to that in a second. I just feel that maybe, what we'll talk about next, maybe some of the reasons he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame are a little interesting.
First member of Bullet Club.
That's true. That is true. Probably only one of two, because I'm assuming Styles is going to make his way into there at some point.
Yeah, I would imagine.
maybe.
so.
Balor
If he
might
starts
if
to
they
pick up his
actually
game.
push him and do something with. Anyways, so
That's another story for another day.
Jeff Jarrett, I feel, deserves it for his contributions to professional wrestling. His WWE career, he was a top mid-carder. His WCW career, he was a top guy for a long time. His biggest follies and downfalls in World Championship Wrestling were not his fault. It was bad creative. It was Hogan that caused that whole situation with him
laying down. Yeah.
It wasn't his, it was Vince Russo trying to create controversy, and it was Hulk Hogan being a whiny prima donna, and he didn't want to drop the title, or he didn't want a job to Jarrett. That was, I think, his
Hulk Hogan pisses me off so much.
At the end of the day, the end of that pay-per-view, we got Jeff Jarrett and Booker T, which was a great match. So it really, to me, that's an iconic moment in wrestling, because even a work shoot, whatever you want to call that, seeing Vince Russo stand in the middle of the ring and point to, Hogan, obviously Hogan's not there, but, and saying, you will never see that piece of shit in this company again, was kind of big. It was true, too. We never saw Hogan in WCW ever again. Granted, they only lasted about a year and a half.
Yeah. Didn't see much in WCW.
But it was an iconic moment. I feel like I have a lot of memories of Jeff Jarrett, and to me, there's a lot of people I just don't remember. I was watching, like I was telling you guys earlier, I was watching Nitro, the second episode of Nitro last night, and Scott Norton. And I remember Scott Norton. I did not remember Scott Norton until I saw him last night.
Yeah, I always forget about Scott Norton until I see Scott
Alex
Norton.
Wright. I think about Alex Wright on super rare occasions. I'm like, remember Alex Wright? He kind of had an unmemorable career.
Was he the guy that danced? Who was the guy that danced?
Yeah, he was the Das Wunder kid.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Disco Inferno.
Nope, I'm not. I'm thinking of the blonde
You
guy.
should be.
I have been tagging Disco Inferno in so much shit on Twitter. I just want him to like something. I don't know why. I love Disco Inferno. His feud with La Parka was one of my favorite feuds in WCW because they were just two insane people to me.
He just had to dance. He wasn't
did.
welcome there, but he danced his way into our hearts.
So, have you guys heard? I know we talked about it briefly.
So
the
disco,
reasons,
good.
the rumored reasons of why Jeff Jarrett is being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I heard about it when we talked about it earlier.
No, why?
So
Slapnuts.
the Slapnuts, the kind of
Because they found
rumor
a crate of
mill.
old guitars that he could hit people with.
They had one more left in the back room.
Well, no, they brought Elias. They got Elias. That he needs a manager. Jeff Jarrett. They can just hit people with guitars. It'd be great.
I don't know. Elias already got beat with a fucking cello.
No, it's a large bass guitar, according to the
sti-
idiot that is Michael Cole.
It was a stand-up bass.
Michael
But he
Cole's
had
an
it
idiot.
sideways.
Well, yeah.
I'm
Michael Cole's
so
still
happy
an idiot.
Coach is back because he's an actual decent commentator. Him and Graves are great, and Michael Cole just every now and then goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, Cole's starting to
Suck.
Ugh.
Anyways, so the rumor mill twisting that
He's got the John Madden going on where he's just still there because he's been there for so long.
that Jeff Jarrett is being put into the WWE Hall of Fame as an olive branch, and that it wasn't Vince's idea, it was Triple H's idea.
God damn it, Big Nose Paul.
Now, the reason behind it, once again, this is all allegations, this is all rumors, this is all hearsay, is that Triple H is building his team. He is building the team to take over.
Like
now,
NXT takeover?
Which one?
No.
The one at Mania?
taking over of the main roster for when Vince is done.
WWE takeover.
Also, the reason he hired Jeremy Borash. Borash is one of my favorite people on a mic. Like he's just such a good commentator. He's such a good announcer. I love Jeremy Borash. I'm super happy that he's coming into NXT. I don't know what he's gonna be doing. I think he's doing talent relations and talent scouting, which he's also one of the best on the planet at. Love or hate TNA, he brought in some of the world's best talent to that company. And that shows you how poorly it was run because they couldn't do anything with the world's best professional wrestlers.
Like Hulk Hogan.
like AJ Styles.
Who just sells what?
He's pretty good.
He was in TNA.
I know.
So I think that's really interesting
He was
because
fat.
if that's
Yeah,
the
he's a
case,
little chub.
Triple H is building one hell of a power team to run. Whether it's just going to be these guys in NXT, whether that maybe this is the opportunity, he's bringing these people in because now he's running NXT and 205, and he needs more professional wrestling experts as opposed to Vince, who, I mean, you look at, some of the creative team, they're not pro wrestling writers, they're writers. They're people who write screenplays and novels and stuff like that.
Nerds.
Yeah.
People who don't know, they don't think, why are these two people, they think, why are these two people interacting? Not what's a logical professional wrestling reason why these two people are interacting. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? If that's true,
that's why. I don't know. I guess. I mean, he has experience running a company, but I don't know. If that's the reason why, I guess I'm okay with it. But
if that's the reason why, I'm not okay with it. It makes me sad.
But he's still deserving.
Politics and business.
He's still deserving of the Hall of Fame spot, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I don't necessarily like that. That's the reason how he got brought in, but that's also the real world, and that's how things are.
That's how they got Sting in.
Just saying, yeah. No, I accept it. I acknowledge it. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
They wanted Sting to wrestle at Mania. They said, you're going to go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Have your one match in WWE where you lose.
But it was a great match.
Yeah.
You know what? He had more matches because Seth Rollins ended his career.
Yeah.
He
still wrestles.
Ish.
Yeah. So does Scott Hall.
Yeah. Well. So I think it's super interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes. I am a Jeff Jarrett fan. I've been a Jeff Jarrett fan for a long time. I just like him. I mean, and once again, I am strictly about his professional wrestling career. I mean, obviously, the situation between him and Kurt Angle was a little fucked up. I don't know how that's going to play out if they're going to interact, especially because I'm assuming his wife will be at the Hall of Fame induction, who is, of course, the former
Mrs.
Karen Angle.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think there's more people deserving.
You know what? I'm actually not going to disagree with you. They're
Owen. China.
Politics, and more politics.
I know.
Obviously we all know the stories behind China and Triple H's breakup. Whether they're true, whether they're not, it's really hard to tell. There's no way that Stephanie is going to allow China into the Hall of Fame until it benefits her.
She mentioned her at the Royal Rumble.
I was
very proud of her.
She
and
did.
Then I said, please stop talking.
But we all know...
Stop talking.
We can get into this at another time. We all know the women's
revolution,
whatever they're calling it these days.
Check out episode 1, folks.
It's all about Stephanie at this point.
1?
Yeah.
It was. I feel like she's just putting herself in the limelight. She had no reason to be ringside for the Rumble.
She invented women's wrestling.
She invented women.
She invented women.
There were no women before Stephanie McMahon got her boob job.
Those aren't real?
No.
Oh, no.
Did you not listen to Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho told us all this years ago.
I know.
He's also the best wrestler.
He is.
Is that how you feel?
I'm not saying one way or the other.
I appreciate Stephanie McMahon.
Some people in this room
Stay out of it,
feel that way.
Stay out of it.
I appreciate Stephanie McMahon, the character that she played when she was 18, 19, 20, 21, back during the Attitude Era. I thought it was a great, that $1 billion princess. She started as the scared little girl, turned into the manipulative bitch, and I loved it.
And then she stayed there ever since.
I don't like Stephanie McMahon, the businesswoman. I don't like her mentality of running the company. I do not like the fact that she is putting herself at center stage when the people at center stage should be only Asuka and Charlotte and Sasha Banks and Bayley and Nia Jax and Becky Lynch, and the list goes on and on. Becky Lynch
doesn't get enough credit.
Becky Lynch is, in my opinion, probably one of the top women performers they have in the company.
Well, she definitely is.
Yeah. It's, for me, top 3, and I'm talking in-ring performers. It's Asuka, Charlotte, and then Sasha and Becky are tied to me for third. Like, Bailey's really good. She's got a bad character, though. She's just not very... And she's not very good on the mic.
Great NXT character.
She did. NXT was her place to shine. Same thing with Sasha. I think both of them in NXT were way better than they are in the main roster. Asuka never changed. Asuka's the same character she was in NXT, which I really
That's because she didn't have to... Like, I don't know, if she went straight to the main roster, it would have been like, oh, okay, yep.
Yeah. You wouldn't... If she just debuted and started crushing people... I wouldn't have missed a beat. I would have been like, yeah, this chick's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, but she had a great time in NXT. You know, she had a...
She murdered everyone.
She really did. Yeah, no, everyone. What is she currently like? Something like 200-0 or something like that.
And it's like a legitimate streak, too. Not
Listen, all right?
Not like Goldberg.
Goldberg was legitimate.
Was it,
I
though?
watched it every week.
He wrestled at house
Climbed
shows.
by like 50.
He wrestled at house shows, man. It happens.
Yeah.
WCW didn't have house shows.
Yeah,
You didn't have
Like
house
2 a
shows.
week.
Well, WWE didn't either. They had like one house show a week. It was
You're not real, man.
But
Yeah, my mom
anyways,
says so.
so yeah, I don't know. We'll see in a couple days, couple weeks, whatever it is, whenever WrestleMania is.
It's like tomorrow, I think.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's in a month.
Look it up.
I don't know.
It's in about a month.
Google it.
No.
Juggle.
Lugal?
So
That was from Hot Tub Time Machine.
what? Jeff Jarrett?
Lugal.
Oh,
Jeff Jarrett, I don't think was in those movies.
yeah.
He was only in one movie.
What movie?
The wrestling one with the WCW.
The Wrestler?
Yes, The Wrestler.
Over the Top.
That was about arm wrestling.
That's a type of wrestling.
That was Over the Edge.
No, it's over the top.
Alright.
Over the top. Cause yeah.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, because you had to get over the top. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's how you win your son's love.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Not good at arm wrestling.
Yeah, you better beef up.
Yeah.
And get a big rig.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
And become an absentee father for like 10 years.
So
10 years? I don't want to be an absentee father for 10 years.
I don't remember how long
Back
it was.
child
but
support?
yeah.
Ugh.
That's why he had to win the competition.
yeah.
That was real? I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
You never seen Over
No.
the Top?
Oh, it's
Like,
hysterical.
he's a trucker, and he has a kid who he's visiting, and he takes the kid for, like, the summer.
Yeah.
Trucking with him. And at the
Naturally.
first, the kid, doesn't really like him because he was never around.
Yeah, because he's
Then-
trucking.
Yeah, and then there's arm wrestling competitions, and he turns his hat backwards, and they focus on the grip, and he gets over the top, and he wins arm wrestling competitions, and also his son's love.
Yeah. There's a great SNL skit about it.
Sorry, all of you had to hear that. Sorry, I had to fucking hear that.
Next week, I'll sum up Die Hard.
Yeah. So
It was Christmas.
you guys didn't, but I went to What To, and it was absolutely amazing.
How do you know we didn't?
Because I was there and you weren't.
That's fair.
I know, right?
It's more than fair.
They put a so for a brand new promotion. It's only obviously their second show. They're pulling out all the stops. You've got this great mixture of this, this local like homegrown like New England talent. Some of the guys you see at Chaotic and Beyond and NEW and stuff like that, like Christian Casanova.
The more I see him, the more I like him.
Yeah, no, I'm big on Christian Casanova. I like him. And they bring in kind of some big heavy hitters like
Lance Storm?
well
I don't know, Lance Storm.
I was gonna
Tommy Dreamer.
I was gonna say Danny Moff because I'm talking about big dudes right now, but
Oh.
Fucking
yeah.
animal.
He
scares me.
He's a big
wrestled
He's an animal.
he wrestled EC Negro and it was awesome.
Nice.
Awesome match. AR Fox. So the
Who else?
I think it was the second match, maybe the third match. I think it was second.
I'm just ignoring me.
Martin Stone versus Keith Lee. Holy shit.
Who died?
Martin Stone.
Oh, okay.
That was one of
died
the
and
best
Danny Burch
matches
was
I've
born.
seen in forever. It was so good. And you can imagine how hard these two were hitting each other. It was chaos. really, really great match, as you'd expect from two talents of the caliber that they are. It was absolutely fantastic in every way. They just released it for free, the whole show on YouTube. If you watch nothing, just watch that match.
Okay.
It was not right now, you son of a bitch.
You just told me to.
Can we
Fuck
talk
off.
about Danny Burch for a second?
We will in just 1 second. I do want to say the really special moment.
1 second. I'm gonna let you finish,
Yeah.
but no.
Yeah. So
Keith Lee had the best match of all time.
That's all I want to say.
So they had Rachel Ellering versus Tennille Dashwood, FKA Emma, both graduates of the Storm Wrestling Academy. So
She's done more as Tennille Dashwood, in my opinion, so we can just call her that. We don't have to call her Emma
Good.
anymore.
Yeah. Let's
She
not
didn't do
that.
shit as Emma.
Who's she wrestling? Deanna Purrazzo.
yeah,
Purrazzo?
Yeah.
I forget.
So since they both were trained by Lance Storm, obviously Lance Storm was the referee, which was great.
Clearly.
Obviously.
Lance Storm, obviously a guy not really in the limelight anymore. He doesn't do many appearances. That was really fun. It was a really great match. It was.
Did you tell him Scott said what's up?
I did.
And did he know
Nothing.
what that means?
No, you lied.
You didn't say it loud enough.
Yeah, that's probably
So
a problem.
it was a fun match. It was one of those slow burn matches. We've talked about that, like with JT Dunn and Martin Stone.
Yeah.
Where it was Zack Sabre and Martin Stone.
Yes.
Where it was like, what are we watching? Oh my God, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It was kind of one of those. It was like really slow at the beginning, but then it just picked up. Lance interacted with them a lot at one point. Rachel goes to leg sweep Tennille. Tennille jumps. She ends up leg sweeping Lance Storm and jumps on Storm for the pin, and Tennille goes to start counting. It was really funny. It was really great. It was really well done. And at the end, obviously hugs all around. Lance has been very outspoken on Twitter about how proud he was of them in the match. And talking about Lance Storm, at the end of the night, we had JT Dunn and Jimmy Jacobs versus Tommy Dreamer and Matt Tremont in a Fete brawl. It was hardcore-esque. Hardcore like WWE is hardcore. It wasn't anything too over the top. JT Dunn took a good old-fashioned Tommy Dreamer DVD onto a pile of thumbtacks. That was nice.
That's pretty hardcore.
Well, he kind of missed most of the thumbtacks. It was, whatever.
Diet hardcore.
Midcore?
So the point.
Nah, man, I'm
the point
albacore.
is, JT Dunn grabs the mic during the match and says, Tommy, I hate you, but I've brought someone who hates you just as much as I do, if not more.
Snap.
Out comes Just Incredible, which was really, really cool. I was expecting anyone
else
except for Just Incredible comes out. He attacks JT Dunn, obviously, because, what a twist.
EC Dub.
What a twist.
Dub.
So Tommy Dreamer cuts this really heartfelt promo to Just Incredible, pretty much about how Just Incredible was acting like an asshole, and he at least respects that he understands. Tommy respects Justin more now that he understands he has a problem. And, it was a little gushy at times. Every day you're sober, you're the best version of yourself. You're just incredible.
Aww.
And then he said,
I get it.
But obviously this isn't about me. So you know what? I think it's time to give everyone what they want. Out comes Lance Storm, Impact Players Reunion. It was awesome. It was an iconic moment in professional wrestling. Like, I'm not talking the indies. I'm not talking WWE. I'm not talking whatever. This was an iconic moment in professional wrestling.
Like when Jeff Jarrett hit Beetlejuice with a guitar?
A little more iconic than that. These two guys haven't been in the same ring for...
How about you just take this seriously for a minute, all right?
These two guys haven't been in the same ring together for like 10 years or 15 years or something like that. They were, unfortunately second fiddle to the Dudley Boys in ECW and WWE because, the Dudley Boys were the Dudley Boys. But the Impact Players were always just this awesome tag team. I loved them so much just because Lance Storm is a technical master. Just Incredible... He likes hitting people with a kendo stick.
Yeah.
and pile driving people into oblivion.
That's true, kid.
It was a really cool moment. I'm super excited. What 3 is in March. They've announced the King of Small Style, Swoggle.
Nice.
And I believe one of your followers on Twitter, Senor Super Crazy.
Yes.
He will be there. I'm really excited about that.
Wait, are they wrestling each other?
I don't think they're wrestling each other, but they're both
That shit would be
scheduled to
off
appear.
the chain,
I
baby.
know, right? Super Crazy is one of those guys too, who's like, you should not be able to move this well at the age you're at. Like,
No, he's definitely up there. He's gonna be close to 50, but I don't know. He's still like, I've watched a few of his like recent matches. Dude can still move. Dude can still bump. Like, I don't know.
It's crazy.
It's super crazy.
It's super
That's
crazy.
right.
What?
Get it?
What?
I don't know.
We were just trying to have a conversation here.
Were we?
I don't know. You wanted to say something, and then he cut you off. That was like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, it was about Danny Burch. And it had
okay.
nothing to
hold on.
Nothing to actually do with
I'll
Danny
let you
Burch.
get to that. But at Limitless, did you see the retrosexual?
Oh,
Against
and Danny
Martin. Yep.
Martin Stone.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
That's gonna be dope.
That's gonna be
Holy
good.
shit. I am so excited for that show, that match,
Totally.
everything. That
It
We're
keeps
coming
getting
for
better.
you, Limitless.
yeah, no, and this will
wait
be
on
All 4 of us. All 4 of us.
Yep. No, that's going to be fucking
One of us
awesome.
is a trash can.
Trash can.
No, but what were you gonna say?
So it
D-Birch.
really doesn't
let him
have
finish.
much to do with Danny Burch.
Then why did you bring that up?
Oh my god, shut up. I'll explain. Dusty Rhodes Classic,
Can you start over?
severe lack of WarMachine.
Yeah.
So the WWE
They can take out the Street Profits. I wouldn't be upset.
right, yeah, the Street Profits are the fucking worst. They decide to sign one of the best tag teams in the world. It's like IWGP Tag Team Champions, but they can't wrestle in WWE Developmental Tag Team Tournament. I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
Danny Burch is in that tournament with Oni Lorcan, which is
Yeah,
super
yeah,
cool.
that
I'm
was-
very
that was
excited
awesome.
about that. But, get rid of the Street Profits. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Take them out, because isn't it Street Profits against Heavy Machinery?
Yeah.
Take out Street Profits, put in War Machine,
Oh, fuck.
and
That'd
just
be
everyone
awesome.
dies.
Just like slabs of beef.
Dude, fucking
slapping
steaks and
each
weights,
other.
bro.
Steaks and weights.
Steaks and weights.
Steaks and weights. No drugs. I don't know. Heavy Machinery, they might drink or do drugs. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you meant like
I'm not saying they
performance
do.
enhancing drugs or like
No, like-
performance decreasing drugs.
Yeah.
Dehancing.
Chill increasing
Chill.
drugs. Appetite increasing drugs?
So, speaking of drugs,
My
Yeah?
my
'Cause
CEDs.
I actually don't know what you guys were talking about.
We were talking
drugs.
about Heavy Machinery versus War Machine.
So,
I was
apparently,
gonna let him go blind and see what he said.
NXT, so WWE, any drug failures are made public. Apparently, developmental and NXT, they are not. So whenever someone is suspended for either performance enhancing or recreational,
Chill enhancing.
they don't say anything. They just kind of take them off, which is easy considering they film 3 or
in
4
advance,
episodes in one weekend.
Which I don't like. I wish they would do live. Like, everybody knew Johnny Gargano was losing that match. You know?
No, it's, it is what it is. I'm also really good at, I pretty much stay off the dirt sheets at this point.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Every now and then I'll check them out if something
least I
big
forget
is
about it.
happening. But I feel like like with the Twitter community and stuff like that, you can get a general idea of what's going on. I'm really good at avoiding spoilers. Like,
I'm not, and I'll give them out. Unless it's
Well,
about Stranger Things 2, then I would have dick punched you.
yeah, well, you know what? When Stranger Things 3 comes out, as soon as you spoil something about anything,
Oh no, I won't spoil
Yeah.
anything about.
not about
Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things, but if you spoil
Oh,
like
I will.
WWE, I'll punch you in the dick. With Stranger Things 3. Spoilers.
Beat your dick off with both hands.
But you take out
I
both.
think what he means to say is he will punch you so hard around the groin area that your dick will fall off.
I hope diddly turns black, falls in the crap.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool. You've already had kids.
Yeah, it's fine. So I was
Terrible.
watching some some stuff last night. I don't know. I'm trying
Like
to
what?
I'm trying to catch up on wrestling. So I
What were you
watched
watching?
Raw from this past Monday.
Oh, I was
With the
hoping you were gonna
amazing.
say something else really old. I'm trying to catch up, so I watched Nitro 3.
Well, no, I watched Nitro 2 last night too. I watched a decent amount of wrestling last night. I watched
But-
Raw from this past week with
Yep.
that awesome gauntlet match with.
I still haven't seen that.
Holy shit! It's good.
I live in the woods, so
it's
I
good
miss out on
wrestling.
stuff.
It's weird
Although
because
I did see Impact.
the match is like an hour and a half long.
Okay.
So for the most part, the first 2 hours of Raw are wrestling. I know it's shocking to think that there was 2 hours of wrestling on WWE programming. But there was. And it was really, really good. It was all 7 members from the male Elimination Chamber.
So what are they're starting with 3?
It's going to be a triple threat match to open. I'm okay with it.
I'm fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't care.
As see the way I'm looking at it is
the whole thing is just absurd.
there are 4
So-
people in that chamber that I would be okay with winning. That
John
means
Cena's
Roman
career
Reigns, John Cena,
odds are in
John
my favor.
Reigns, and Roman Cena.
Odds are in my favor of not being disappointed when the chamber is over. You know,
Randy Lee.
we'll
Randy
see.
Lee.
I mean, Miz is kind of I don't know. I don't hate the Miz, but I don't think he can have a great match with Brock Lesnar.
I feel like the Miz is the
Mrs.
best actual mid-carder they have.
He's the Jeff
Like,
Jarrett of this generation.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like the Miz is in a perfect spot for him. Like, oh, I'm the A-lister, blah blah blah. But I don't feel like that would translate well to top guy in the company.
You know he was in the Marine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many of those movies have you seen?
First one. John Cena.
Did you really watch it?
Yeah, one of the times it was on like USA or something.
Of course it was on USA.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? Duh. Wabadoo! He said that like 10 times as he was shooting people.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but what were you saying
Cena's
about the
actually
Miz?
a really good actor.
Cena's just a great person all around.
He actually is like a legitimate good guy.
Yeah, we know.
It just sucks that he's been shoved down our throat for the past 14 years.
Yep. And so
16.
I don't know. It's like
a
lot. He's a great intercontinental champion.
John Cena?
No,
Oh. You should get closer to the mic then so I can hear you.
he's a really good U.S. champion. John Cena. No,
The Miz?
was the Miz ever U.S. champion?
I don't think so. Was
don't
he?
know.
I think he
Probably.
was always just intercontinental.
He's
And, you know,
he's
a couple
he's a good intercontinental champion. You know,
world champions.
when it was him and Dolph Ziggler, I thought that was entertaining. Him and Dean Ambrose, I thought it was entertaining. I like how he has Bray Wyatt's brother and the other kid backing him up. Like
Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
those are the ones.
Are the
That's
people
what I
that you're
said.
looking for. I mean, we have it recorded that you didn't say that.
Can't prove
Burn the tape.
anything. Burn the tape. It's a computer. Burn the
Burn
computer.
the computer tape.
But yeah, I feel like he's in
Put
a
it on
good
tape and
spot
burn it.
if there's enough guys who are, better characters, better performers than The Miz that could do more with the Universal title. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins.
Elias.
Roman Reigns.
Elias. Who?
Roman Reigns.
He's going to be suspended soon, so don't worry about him.
Yeah.
John Cena.
John Cena. See, I don't want Cena to win the championship unless he's going to be around for a while. That's my biggest
I
complaint.
don't want him to win because it breaks Flair's record.
It's true. I don't
Flair's
like
WWE record. Sorry.
Flair's WWE record. Like, I don't want
No
to
one's
see.
coming close to his real record.
No, I don't like. John Cena has nothing left to prove. Like, if he were to retire today, they would announce him for the Hall of Fame. It's fine. He doesn't have to win. He can still put on a great match, make other wrestlers who don't look as good, The Miz, make him look way better. He's one of those guys. Like, when him and AJ fought last year at the Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
that was crazy. Like, that match
was
they put
really
on
good.
was crazy. Because it's, you have two of the best. But then if you get one of the best plus, somebody else, somebody who's not quite as good, they're still going to make them look good. And that's the true sign of a great wrestler, is making the other guy look better than they are. So,
but the other guy's making you look better than you are. But then the ref is there to count to 3. And that's a wrestling.
We were talking about this on Twitter. I think it was yesterday. Maybe it was the day before, about how Mick Foley was the greatest enhancement talent of all time. At his core, Mick Foley was only ever there to make. If it weren't for Mick Foley, I honestly don't think Triple H, The Rock, even The Undertaker would be as big as they are.
Taker definitely wouldn't be.
Because Taker and Foley, that was the feud.
Oh, that was a great
But here's
feud.
the thing. I feel
he
like
threw him off a cage.
He did. You know,
They had a boiler room brawl.
It made
true.
made The Undertaker and Mick Foley a legend. But Mick Foley, because he held the championship, 3 times for a total of 9 days or something like that, you know.
No. He held it for a period of time. I don't think he in total
days.
it was a year. I think it was less than a year, but
no, it's a really short time. And I mean, you know, once again, I said it on Twitter, I'm not taking anything away from any of these guys, you know, The Undertaker, Triple H, or The Rock, but I feel like their feuds with Mick Foley put them up an extra notch on the ladder and made them even that more special.
Foley was never the greatest wrestler. He was a very good wrestler who could do hardcore, he could do comedy, he could wrestle a regular ass match, and he was a great character. He was great on the mic. He was great at.
Did you know he was Cactus Jack?
He was at one point.
Wait, they're the same guy?
But they were in the Royal Rumble, and then
what?
I don't know.
All 3 of them were in the same Rumble, and they did
was
a
that,
promo.
99?
They did a promo one time.
They cut a promo on Triple H.
All 3 of them.
Who?
Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind.
Dude Love and
Wait,
Mankind.
Dude Love was?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought you were talking about Mick Foley, Mankind, and Cactus Jack.
Oh, 4 different people.
Triple H,
Love, huh?
Triple H versus Mankind in a cage match, and then
I'd like to see
Mankind
Cactus
won
Jack
and
versus Dude Love.
became Dude Love when he won. And that was old. That was blue cage match.
That's a good cage match.
Yeah,
too.
when China fucking smashes the door on his head.
But like I said, you know, at the end of the day, you know, Mick Foley was a mid-carder who was hanging out in the main event.
Yes.
Because he was too damn good to be a mid-carder, but he wasn't the main event that Vince McMahon wants. So he was there to make the main event guys look better.
He was the main eventer that we need.
He was. I mean, I will still, you know, stand up that Mick Foley was perhaps one of my. Actually,
keep talking.
I
wrote it on a card so you wouldn't.
I
stop
think
talking
that Chris
make it
Jericho
awkward.
is maybe the greatest professional wrestler of all time. I know you disagree. You say Shawn Michaels.
I don't disagree. I just think you're wrong.
Mick Foley is my favorite professional wrestler of all time.
He's going to disagree on that too.
There's everything about him.
Well, that's subjective.
His whole career from ECW to WCW, his stuff in Japan, obviously his stuff in the WWF, WWE, even his stuff in TNA.
Stuff in Japan is brutal.
He gave us everything. He gave us comedy wrestling. He gave us technical wrestling. He gave us hardcore wrestling. He
gave us Yerple the Clown.
Deathmatch wrestling. He
could cut a promo like a motherfucker.
Some of the best promos in professional wrestling history. His Uncle Eric promo in ECW when he left WCW was one of the best promos. Like, do you remember his anti-hardcore character in ECW?
No.
Where he was just campaigning because he wanted to go back to WCW. He missed it, and he would get in the ring and do like the YMCA, but it would be WCW. And he wore a shirt with like an an airbrushed Eric Bischoff face on it. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Paul Heyman let those guys do whatever the fuck they wanted.
And it was awesome.
And it was awesome.
If it weren't for Paul Heyman, we would not have Stone Cold Steve
We wouldn't
Austin.
have fucking anybody.
We wouldn't have Mick Foley.
True.
We probably wouldn't
Jericho, Eddie,
have... Yep. Rey
fucking
Mysterio.
Ray,
True.
Benoit,
True.
I mean, you got to think, a lot of...
the Dudleys.
True.
Yep. You know, he made stars.
Yeah.
Because he let them do what they needed to do to become the stars. He also gave them a platform. Guys who left WWF, guys who left WCW, he gave them a platform to air their grievances, to be the character they wanted. I know Paul gave characters to people. I mean, he was a professional wrestling promoter. It's what they did.
Did you know he was polydangerously?
Yes.
He had a big Zach Morris cell phone.
He
It's
did.
true.
Back then, they just called them a cell phone.
Yeah, well, we're not back then, are we?
We are not.
Okay, then carry on.
Paul Heyman let guys create their personas the way they saw fit. And we didn't get a generation of personas that were all the same. Even, you know, these guys, because, like, if you go to, like, an indie show, you know, like a small indie show, you know, something where you're talking, like, 50 to 100 people, and then a bunch of, like, homegrown talent.
Yep.
How many of the same character do you see?
Most of them.
You know, how many
12.
How many pro wrestling characters?
Was I right?
Yes.
Awesome.
How many pro wrestling characters have been the king?
All of them.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nailed it.
THC. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
What about Sheiks and Sultans?
Yeah, you counting those?
14.
Empress? What about an
Yeah,
Empress?
what about Empress?
I've only really seen one of those.
What about a Prince?
But she's not even the Empress right now. It's
Duke
like
Regent.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
What was
Earls?
Earl's?
Earl Hebner?
That was one. Yeah. He was a guy.
He was an
was.
Earl.
There was also Dave Hebner. And
he
it
wasn't
bothered
an
me.
Earl.
It's true. Yeah, watching like late 80s and you're like, who the fuck's Dave Hebner? Looks just like Earl. Are they twins?
They're identical twins.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they look alike.
I wonder if Brian Hebner is going to get fat later on and look just like his dad and his uncle.
Ooh.
I hope he does.
I'm going to get fat later on. Like today.
I was going to say, hey, what's going on? I don't know. We got off topic because I started talking about Foley.
Yeah, what were we talking
What
about?
were we?
Kings.
No, we were talking about NXT, WarMachine, drugs.
Yeah, you came back on drugs.
Don't worry about it. Foley's really good at wrestling. He was. I mean,
Question.
can't so much.
You know in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yes. The book or the movie?
Either for
Okay.
this question. What are their name? In Gondor. They're
The Stewarts?
stewards. Yeah, okay, thank you. Are you counting stewards?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember what they were called.
That was
Dude,
a long
can
way
we
from
talk
a
about
joke.
how much of a dick Boromir is the entire time? He was the worst.
On a
you
different
talking book or
podcast?
movie?
Okay. Both.
Fair.
Yeah.
I didn't care for
Different show. We'll talk about that in a different show.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to this new show where we talk about random things.
Lord of the
So
Rings.
how about
Lord
Lord
of
of
the
the
Rings?
Rings, huh?
Dude,
I'll go into depth on that. Nerd.
I got a podcast that I got to show you.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after. I don't want to derail any conversation. What were you saying?
I was gonna say NXT in general might as well just be their flagship show at this point.
Yeah. It's although
I
205 Live's
disagree.
coming into their own.
See, I haven't really watched a ton of it since Trips took over. I've heard it's a lot better. I know they brought in Rockstar Spud, and he eats chicken wings with a knife and fork, and people are freaking out about it. Yeah.
But we're all just okay that Flip Gordon pours milk first before cereal.
I don't really care. I'm
What?
more-
Yeah, that was the whole
yeah,
thing.
he also
Yeah.
thinks the Earth is flat.
Fucking
so.
animal.
Yeah, but one
do
of
you
those
do that?
I don't think he fully adheres to. It's the milk and cereal part.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Listen, if the Earth's flat, how are lizard people living in the center?
That's true, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mole people, mole people.
I forget what I was gonna say.
It's not about mole people. Crab
No.
people.
Crab people.
Yeah.
Crab.
I'm thinking of Hans Moleman.
Look
He was a
like
mole
crab.
person.
Meat crab?
Talk like people.
Look like crab, talk like people.
God.
I was gonna say. Oh, I disagree that NXT should be the flagship show because I feel like either NXT or 205 Live or a combination of the both move to be the flagship. Then it's just gonna get
The same
turned
shit.
into what Raw and SmackDown.
No, I know.
Because it'll be that main view.
More what I'm saying is your side show, your side project, your pet project. 'Cause that's what it was. It was Triple
Stop
H's
calling
pet
it
B
like
show.
a
B show.
developmental. And
Yeah,
just make it a show.
Make it. It should be its
Or-
own thing.
No,
And well, hold on.
still
Hold on.
leave it.
Hear me out.
Would-
Hear me
leave
out.
it.
Not what I'm trying to say though. What I'm trying to
No,
say.
I know what you're
is
saying. You're saying just like change it completely, but keep
Fucking-
it how it is. No, we hear you.
kick
Go
you.
ahead, Scott.
Kick you in the taint. I swear to God.
Ow, my taint.
Yeah.
I've been tainted.
How is your developmental show? Because that's what it is to them. It's a developmental show. How is your
Right.
developmental show a better professional wrestling product than your flagship?
Because they actually have
Professional wrestlers.
they have more matches than they do promos and video packages and stupid shit.
Their opening video package is better than most of the matches on Raw.
Yeah.
They've
Raw,
got Adam Cole, baby.
Raw is
That's awesome.
Raw
I
and
know, right?
SmackDown
It's so good.
are. It seems to me like they're just the means to. And they are. I mean, that's exactly what they are. They're just the means to an end, and that end is the next pay-per-view. But it's like I don't think they do a good enough job building that story. Where NXT, it's like you had Asuka and Ember Moon, like the building of that story. They both killed it, and they both killed it, and then they finally had their matches, and unfortunately Asuka got hurt. But it's like they built that up every week on the actual show instead of just oh, let's go to the ring. I'm big and bad. No, I'm big and bad. No, I'm big and bad. And like for a month of that, and that's, I don't know, it just kind of sucks.
Right. Sorry, I get distracted. He's using my phone and he's
I am.
typing with one finger really slowly, and let's just not even pretend that's not
Yeah.
happening. But no, yeah, I agree that it shouldn't be. I don't know.
I like that it's developmental, and then they do move up to Monday Night Raw. I like Monday Night Raw is the wrestling show, like it's the wrestling show. But it is awesome to see guys have awesome matches. Guys that you might have seen 2 weeks ago on an indie show come in to NXT,
and that's what's great too. Is like we've got guys like Danny Burch / Martin Stone who we get to see on the indies.
Do you know they're the same guy?
I did.
Okay.
We get to see on the indies, but we also get to see them in NXT, which is amazing. So I'm gonna ask a favor. We should wrap this up because we've been going for quite some time.
Okay.
It's a favor to me. I'm done with
So
this.
I'm going to make a request real quick because I think we can all agree that it's really cool what we're about to talk about. No cursing for the next couple of minutes.
Dude,
Oh.
he said it first.
I
wasn't going to
probably
swear.
Did.
He said the fuck word.
He did say the fuck word.
Hey, language, dude.
So starting
We have a
now,
10-year-old listening.
Starting now,
Better he learn it from us than from his parents when he's old enough.
Graham, this is your safe zone.
At the very end of this show.
At the very end of the show to make it really useful.
We're
Hey,
not
yo.
going to announce that at the beginning either.
Hold on, trash can.
Jesus.
If we swear, can you
Yeah,
beep
can you
it out?
beep this just
can
in
you
case?
use the R. Kelly boop from Trap to Clot?
Or no.
Can you use like a wrestling ring bell?
Oh,
Like,
we actually
ding.
have that saved.
Yeah, so we can just do that.
From our unfortunate.
Cool.
If you remember when
Bobby the
great
Brain.
Bobby the Brain Heenan passed away,
Yeah.
I still miss him.
yeah.
He was commentator on Nitro 2, and he's awesome.
Oh my god, he was so good on that.
So good.
Dude, when
amazing.
Brain and Dusty Rhodes
Oh my
commentary
God.
booth together, because Dusty Rhodes is such a good guy, and
like
then
walking
Brain was
through
such
the-
a bad
He was
guy.
like walking through the production office, like the back room of WCW, like yelling at
At people.
interns and
So I want to talk about the MGB Wrestling podcast. I had one of the 7. I think it's official. We're calling our fans the 7, even if we get 100. We'll call them 7. It's funnier to me.
We're bad at math.
We are bad at math. So he's one of the 7. Graham has been listening to us for a little while now. I'd say he's probably our oldest fan. Not in age, just in since we've been doing this.
He might be. We don't have the demographics back yet.
Don't really.
Day one.
Day one.
And he listens
Anyone
to
else after that, I don't want him on my team.
And he listens to a lot of wrestling podcasts, and his 10-year-old son Mason has started listening to wrestling podcasts. And within a couple of days of listening to podcasts, Mason decided that he wanted to do his own podcast.
Well, you tell me anyone can just do podcasts?
Well,
it's like a punk band.
yeah.
Got it. Nope. All right. Go on.
So
You don't have to be good.
No. I
You
know.
just have to have
Yeah.
equipment.
There's no explanation needed
So
after that.
you've got father and son doing their own wrestling podcast. They've done one episode. Follow them on Twitter before I
father?
forget.
Dad?
At MGB Wrestling Pod. I listened
Followed.
to. Hey, you guys just got a new follower because someone sitting around this table wasn't following you.
It was me. You're on my phone, and you pulled it up and yelled at me.
I think I was like their
Non-verbally.
3rd follower.
I'm there
Something
just
like that.
now.
Just now follower.
It's true. So
Day 5, baby.
they're calling this a generational wrestling podcast. They are obviously keeping it PG, which we know nothing about.
I swear a lot.
You really do.
I
We
know
all
about
do.
it. I just choose to ignore it.
So I have listened to the first episode. It is really cool. to
This
see
is really crass.
it's really cool to see father and son getting together, talking about something they're both passionate about. The enthusiasm that Mason has when he's talking about pro wrestling. They talk about a Nova Pro show that they went to. Really, really cool. Really, really refreshing. For 10 years old, honestly, this kid's got it. He composes himself before he talks. He doesn't do like we do where we go, for 20 minutes.
So he's better than us?
Probably. I almost swore right there. Give this kid a couple of weeks, couple
Probably.
of months, couple of years, whatever it may be. And honestly,
Couple days,
he
couple
has
years,
an
whatever.
opportunity to be a pro wrestling, a commentator, a journalist, whatever he wants to be. I really think he'll be able to do that. So
Do
I
you
want to
think
say,
I'm good at this?
yes, you are. You are very good at this.
Thanks, man. That means
You're
a lot.
welcome.
Scott, what do you have to say nice about me?
PG.
PG.
I told
PG.
I told my daughter today if she didn't eat her vegetables, she'd end up bald like you.
I mean,
Tom
I can't say you're wrong.
Tom
'cause
Collins
I-
doesn't eat vegetables.
I don't eat my food's food.
Well, I mean,
Well, how do you add
Potatoes. Are
depth
potatoes a
and
vegetable?
texture? Technically, it's a root vegetable.
Yeah, it's a root vegetable,
yeah,
right?
but I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
I
a
think
root
people
vegetable.
consider them
Starch.
grains.
No, nobody
No.
considers
Well,
it a
no,
grain.
like
I
not
mean, the
grains,
lack
but
of
like
wheat. And grains in potatoes. But yeah, it'd be a root vegetable. Okay.
It's a root vegetable. Anyway,
It's so hard not to swear.
focus.
Yeah, dude, just keep your mouth clean.
So I mean, I'm gonna say
We have the bell to beep.
we
that
have to
out.
beep that.
Yeah. I like to be difficult.
To Mason, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
it's
dude,
really
that's
cool. To Graham, that's really cool. You're doing this
Eat
with
your
your
vegetables,
son.
kid.
Eat your vegetables, Mason.
Or you're under ball.
Why do you eat tomatoes at breakfast?
Dude,
Is it
be
because they're
serious
British?
for
Yeah.
one moment.
Yeah, no, that was a real question.
Do you eat tomatoes with breakfast? Is that
Yeah,
a thing?
Grilled tomatoes and mushrooms.
I catch up with my hash browns.
Yeah, that's
That
fine.
sounds pretty good. Oh yeah, and
tomatoes.
breakfast beans. Is that what you called them, Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
I'm not-
those are also
You see me trying not to
those are
swear?
also tomato based. They use tomato instead of
swear.
molasses
I mean, he's
as
just-
the base in the
Trash
South.
Can's just sitting there listening to us. Let's put him to work.
No,
all
no,
right.
no.
Sure, he edits all this and pushes it up and does a lot of things.
He like cuts out the sounds when we knock over a microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Hats off to you, sir.
Yeah.
That happens more
And
than
hats
it
off
should.
to the MGB Wrestling Podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
You should check them out. I mean, honestly, it was a lot of fun to listen to. It was a review of Nova Pro, and I liked it. I listened to it yesterday morning, and I really enjoyed it.
I listened to it a couple days ago.
It was fun. You
Give
know,
it a
was good.
listen.
I actually liked the setup
do
they
it.
did, where they showed on their YouTube video the pictures they took at the show while they were talking about it. Way higher production quality than we're
That's
doing.
smart. We should steal that idea.
We have an on-air sign. Bet you they don't.
Ooh.
That's true. You guys got to get an hour and air sign, or it's not official. Sorry.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys. We'll
Good
see you
morning.
next week. It's afternoon.